Hi all, this Tech in 10 is going to look at a tool called TeacherMade. That is a newer tool that's out there that's great for remote learning and also for in-person learning on the smartboard or iPads. It's a tool that can be used to make worksheets interactive in a variety of ways. Just quickly, currently you can make worksheets interactive by doing short answers, check boxes, drop downs, matching, multiple choice, kind of like Kami, which people use during remote learning, kind of like live worksheets, which people continue to use now in remote learning and in the classroom. And then in the future, this is really big. Once it comes out, it's not out yet, you'll be able to circle answers or drag and drop. Those are coming soon, and once those features are released, arguably this will be one of the best tools that we have available for remote learning and in-person learning as well. But for now, you can do any of these type of things, and this will make more sense as we create in a minute. This is a completely free resource that you can go to, teachermade.com, and create an account using your Wildwood email address or whatever email address you want to. So here we are, I've made an account, and you're brought to a page that looks like this. Super simple looking interface, no bells and whistles, and you can create your worksheets from here. In order to get started, simply click Get Started. Title your worksheet. For now, I'm just going to put Test. I could describe my worksheet if I wanted to. And now here's where you upload the actual worksheet. It can be a PDF, a doc file, an image file, and you can add that as your background. So I've already put a couple on here to use. So for this first one, we're going to choose this matching worksheet. And then you hit Create Worksheet. This is where, just like in live worksheets or Kami, you can decide what you want the student to do on the worksheet. So this would obviously be a matching worksheet. Now there's a ton of ways to make worksheets. This is going to show you a couple of them. You can get in there and play around with the rest of them. And like I said, the circling or marking answers and the drag and drop are features that are coming within TeacherMade, but at least you already have your account and you'll be up and running with it. So for matching, you simply go to the top here and you find which one is matching. And there it is right there. Okay, I'm going to share the YouTube channel also at the end, which has tutorials on each of these in themselves, but just to show you how easy it is to do. For matching, you simply click on there, and then you just highlight, click and drag what is to be matched. I am then going to hit Shift and connect the two, and now that's telling me that's the right answer. Let's do that again. Do the square. I'm going to hit Shift and connect them, and that's my right answer. So I'm making the worksheet correctly. On here, I can highlight the number of points if it's something you're going to grade. It says to clear the connection between two matching items, what to do that as well. Okay. So for now, if I like that worksheet just like that, I'm going to go back to my worksheets, and I'm going to preview that to see what the student will see. The student will see something that looks like this. They can choose their crayon tool over here, and they can draw. There's one. There's the other one, and at the end you can check your answers. Now this is kind of a nice way to do it in remote learning. The student could do this and you could share your screen, or you could do it and share your screen. This is something you could do on the smartboard or on an iPad in the classroom with all the kids. It's just a way to make worksheets more interactive in an easy and free way. So let's go and reset that now. I'm going to X out of that. So again, in order to do that, all we did was uploaded the worksheet, chose the matching feature, and follow the directions on how to make a matching activity. Now, we're going to do a couple more of these, but just so you know how the student would access this, over here, you can now go to Assign the Worksheet. Once you assign the worksheet, you could give ID sign-in options, but I'm not going to do that because our students don't have Google accounts, so we can just choose using their name, and then we're going to create an assignment. And this is the link there you can send to the student. Let's go to an incognito window. And then the student's brought to a page that looks like this. Now in school, you could just put class 5. At home, the parent can decide on their end if they want to put a name or not in there for the student. Clicking Start, there's your activity with all the tools up there, and the student can complete the activity. Okay. You'll notice that then I can see that student submitted the activity, and I can then go in and see what they did on it and what they got wrong, which is kind of a really neat feature that if it wasn't something you were doing at the same time. Now that we're back, I'm going to create another worksheet. We looked at matching before. Let's now do another one to see what other options there are. Again, click and pick the file that you want. This is from a unique learning activity. I'm going to open this and click Create Worksheet again. Again, this is where I create the worksheet for what the students expect it to do. Now, once they add the drag and drop feature, this activity would be really cool for the drag and drop. Could I easily do a matching with this, with drawing the line? Sure, I can do that as well. But for purposes of this, let's pretend this is a text activity where students are simply typing the answer in. You're going to do the correct way, so you would click the text box, add the box, then edit the short answer, and I'm going to put the correct answer here. I like this feature right here where they don't have to match upper and lowercase if you don't want to be correct. Let's do that again for this box. So this is a text-based activity. Now if I go back to my worksheets here, I just did a couple of those, I can preview that as well. So this is what the student would see. And now let's do it like the student might do it. I can check my answers again. My score is 100% and it submitted my worksheet. Now, again, we did this text-based. Could I have made this activity a matching activity? Sure, I could have. In the future, when they actually put on the drag and drop features, that could also be a way you could do this activity as well. But again, this is a way to give work that's a static worksheet instead of using slides or some other things. It's just a different option to use for purposes of remote learning or in-person learning as well. Let me X out of that. So if I wanted to then assign this, it's the same thing we did before. I could create an assignment. I'm going to select using their name as the sign-in method, and then I'm going to click Create Assignment. And then I can send this, either use this directly in my classroom as a group, or I could send it to a parent and let them know they could either use a different name to sign in. If they're comfortable using their name and give permission to it, they can use their name as well for that. Okay, so it's the same process over and over and over again. Now let's look at a couple more ways quickly. Go back to my worksheets. Here's the ones I've created. Let's click Create Worksheet again. Again, this is totally free. It's always going to be free. It gives you, I think, up to 12 pages per assignment that you're making, which is more than enough for what we need. Let's do a third test here. I want to go back to this one for now, and I'm just going to open that. And I'm going to create my worksheet. Now, we did the matching here, so it was correct and incorrect answers, but if I wanted to just keep this as it is without doing anything to it, the student can still interact with annotations. So I'm going to go back to my worksheets now, and you'll see test 3, and I'm going to preview this worksheet. When the student gets it, they can still use the pen tool and circle things on here or draw on it. I'm going to change the color, or they can simply draw lines on it as well. So they could still do this without you doing anything. So you could simply upload the worksheet to the actual database here, and then you could just simply assign the worksheet and they can still annotate on it without having correct or incorrect answers built into it, draw on it, and things like that. So that's another simple way to do it. Okay, let's go back again here. I'm going to go to my worksheets. I'm going to preview the first one again. So the first one, we actually did an embedded matching activity. The second one, we did text-based answers. The third one we just uploaded a worksheet, and the students can just use the annotation tools and mess around with it or draw and mark it on it how they wanted to. And before we are done with this video, I just want to show you a fourth way, and you can get in here. I'll send you the YouTube channel as well for them, and you can get in here and play with it as well. Let's go to create a fourth worksheet. I call it test 4, and I'm going to upload this time this worksheet here, and I'm going to hit create worksheet. Brings me back to the page that we know. There's another tool on here called Hotspots, and Hotspots allows you to highlight spots on a worksheet that you want the students to click for correct answers. So I'm going to click Hotspot to create this. I'm going to insert a hotspot. So for maybe purposes of this, I want all the pictures that start with G to be hotspots. So let's do guitar. Let's insert another one for grass. I'm just going to do a couple of them for now. Let's do one more. Let's do grapes. And let's do one wrong one. Let's do rain. Okay. Now I want to edit those hotspots. So for purposes of this, I'm going to click on it, edit it. Yes, I want the students to click on that. Edit the grass. Yes, that's another G word. I want the students to click on that. Rain is not a G word, so I don't want the students to click on that. And grapes is a G word, so yes, I want the students to click on that. So basically all we did was highlight the boxes using the hotspot tool and then said yes or no whether they're correct or incorrect answers. Now when I go to preview this, it's just another way to engage with a worksheet. So let's pretend we're the student, and they click here, and they click here, and they click here, check my answers. I got 100% correct because those are the ones I said were clickable spots. Could you do this activity in a different way? Sure. You could have made this worksheet not with clickable boxes. You could have simply done it with the student with annotation pens. You could have made text boxes where the student could type the word or type yes or no. And then in the future, when there's drag and drop or circling tools built into this software or website, then you could use those as well. But the hotspots is another way to do activities on here. You'll also notice on here that I may want to change these instructions because this is not what we're doing on this worksheet. In order to do that, I can simply hit the text box and insert text as I'm creating this right over here. And then I can type whenever I want. And that way, when the student gets the worksheet, those directions are masked and my directions are there. Oftentimes, when you find a worksheet or a PDF or an image of a worksheet, and you put it in something like TeacherMade or Kami or Live Worksheets or Slides, you're going to have them do different things than what the worksheet says. So this is an easy way to cover that up. You could also add images in here as well. If you had an image of the directions or board maker symbols of what you want the student to do, you could do that as well. Let's go back to my worksheets again. You'll notice we created 4 worksheets. The first one again was the matching with a pen tool. The second one was simply using the text boxes, so the students typed the answer. The third one just was showing how you can simply upload a worksheet and do nothing else but assign it, and the student can annotate on it. And then the fourth one was just to show those hotspots, which when you make the actual activity, you use the hotspot tool right here, highlight the boxes and say whether yes or no it's a place the student should click for a correct or incorrect answer. Okay, so again, TeacherMade.com is an awesome website that you can go to. It's free. Sign in or log in, create an account with your Wilder Programs address. It has an amazing tutorials built into it. It has a YouTube channel. Just search TeacherMade on YouTube. Tutorials built into it. If you just go to the help section, you'll notice it tells you how to get help on all of these different types of activities, and when you click on one, it also gives you a video that goes along with it, so you can get help right inside here as well, or this will take you back to the YouTube channel as well. It has a awesome forum also where you can get help, or other teachers or therapists are uploading ideas and talking about different things they're creating. So it's a really nice tool. It's free. It's always going to be free, and it's just another option in your toolkit. It's kind of like along the lines of Kami or live worksheets, or even Google Draw if you were setting or even slides if you were setting an activity as a background, worksheet as a background, and it gives you options to engage right in the website with the actual worksheet. It's constantly being updated. The next update's going to have drag and drop features and circling answers features, which will make this an awesome tool, and I'll let you know when those are updated as well. But for now, TeacherMade, a great tool, free. Sign up free, get in there and play around with it and see how you can use it for remote learning and also in-person learning as well. Hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching.